everyone, I'm Mind, and I got another copy of the LEGO Ninjago Magazine. I actually got this in a little over a month ago, but I just haven't gotten around to reviewing it yet. Because I've had early review copies and January 1st stuff, and just all of that together, I just haven't gotten to this. So while I am a little bit late on it, I am finally here to review it. So let's take a look. The minifigure included with this one is Scuba Nya. This is possibly the best magazine minifigure promo we've ever gotten, but I'll go more in depth about that when we actually take a look at the minifigure itself. For now, let me remove her from the magazine so we can see the full cover. So now we can see the full cover. At the top it says, "Wow! Awesome Scuba Nya minifigure," which honestly I agree with. That was my reaction to. LEGO Toys, Water Ninja with a katana, Scuba Nya, one head, two faces. They always advertise that like that's something revolutionary, even though that's pretty much on every LEGO figure nowadays, but okay. New set, Wojira. Not a full set, also not very new, but you know what, we'll go with it. Ninja versus Prince Kalmar, who wins? I can tell you who wins. This season came out, what, 6 months ago at this point? Ocean Escape, can the ninja flee the watery beasts? Awesome posters, we have the Hydro Bounty and Lloyd. Alright, now let's take a look inside, and we have, oh my goodness, the Master of the Mountain ad is back. I had joked for, like, if you go back and watch my previous magazines, I had joked that this thing was sticking around forever throughout the entire island, and, like, the beginning half of Seabound, this was in every magazine. And then last month's magazine, it wasn't here, so I was like, oh my goodness, they finally got rid of the Master of the Mountain ad and replaced it with the Seabound ad. But nope, it's back in this one. I don't know why. These sets are, like, off of shelves at this point. They're pretty old at this point. Not sure why they continue to advertise them, but okay, I guess. Go off. You have the table of contents right here, little advertisement for the comic. And then here we have a page all about the Nya minifigure. She is the master of water. All of a sudden, Nya's elemental power went out of control. To discover why, she dived into the sea with her mother Maya to learn more about herself and her power. Deep in the ocean, they came face to face with the cause of Nya's problems, the terrifying sea serpent Wojira. Equipment. Whether spear or katana, Nya feels comfortable with any equipment on her sea-based mission. She's just like a fish in water. Who needs a diving mask when in the elemental master of water? Nya just wears a cool headband. I don't think that's canonical. I don't think Nya can actually breathe underwater, at least in this form. But it makes for a cooler minifigure, so I don't mind it. Find the fins. Nya's elemental power gets out of control and sends objects swirling. Find Nya's 6 black fins, or flippers, and circle them, okay? So, they've done this game, I think in the last one too, where it's just like, ooh, things are a little fuzzy, try to find them. This is just a maze that you have to get through. There's a fun shape to it, I'll give it that. Alright, get the ninja ready. A dive must be well prepared for. Solve the ninja's tricky mission so that they can dive safely. Your heroes will tell you what to do. So this is like 4 separate games, one for Zane, one for Jay, one for Cole, and one for Kai. That's actually, that's fun. I like that. Instead of taking up full pages with very simple games, they sort of combine them all down. I appreciate that. Wu has smashed it. What does that mean? Oh no, what a silly accident. That is something Wu would say. He would definitely say, oh no, what a silly accident. Master Wu accidentally smashed a photo of Chief Mammotus and Twitchy Tim. Help him put the picture back together by placing the numbered pieces in the right order from top to bottom. Alright, so you have like all the shredded pieces right here and you have to number them. Okay. This is like a draw your own underwater vehicle thing. A fun idea, but I prefer when they give you like little bits of stuff to draw on top of, because this is essentially just a blank page, like you could just draw this on a piece of printer paper. But vehicle is different from the stuff they've done in the previous magazines. Alright, and now we're to the first page of the comic. As always with the comics, I will not be reading them out loud, but if there's anything especially interesting or cool, I will point them out to you. And of course, if you want to pause the video and read the comics for yourself, feel free to do so. Alright, so it looks like this takes place after Kalmar kills King Trimar during Seabound. I also noticed they mentioned who wrote the story and drew the illustrations in this one. Do they always do that? I've never noticed that before. Would be cool if so, because people deserve to be credited for their work, but yeah, just not something I noticed. Also, we get to see some of Nya's powers here. This looks pretty cool. Oh, whoa, she creates like a bubble for them to move around in. That's actually a fun concept. I feel like that would fit Nya's powers really well. And now we flash back to the surface, and for some reason Kai has his SOG torso, even though he has his Season 11 legs. And then here he has his island mask and hair. This is a strange combination. In the back of his torso, I think that's a scuba suit. So that is, what, 3 or 4 different outfits for Kai all on one page? Something definitely went wrong there. Oh no, they're being chased by the Hydro Whippers, and the comic will continue on page 22. So now let's see the intermission. This looks like a kind of interesting game. It's essentially just a maze, but there's like different things where like, oh, this thing can hit this certain area, so you have to have Jay dodge all those different areas. That would definitely take a little bit of time to do, and I think it seems pretty fun. And then we have the posters, so let me remove these from the magazine. So the first poster is just a picture of Lloyd, and it says, Lloyd. That one is fine, I guess. I really don't have much to say. The background's pretty cool, and it's a decent render of Lloyd. Yeah, certainly not bad. They didn't put any, like, weird filters on him or anything. But it's nothing all too special either. And then this one, it says 3, 2, 1, open fire. We have the Hydro Bounty without anybody in it. There's no minifigures in there, and a giant Kalmar in the back. This is, Huh, this one I feel like someone opened up the Photoshop file, just were like, okay, we put Calmar in the back, blue filter on top of him, Hydro Bounty set image on top of that, and, word art. Yeah, not the best one in my opinion. Also, something a little bit funny, it looks like they cut it a little bit wrong, because you can see there's a white line along the one side. Yeah, not a huge fan of this one, but they can't all be winners. Alright, this looks like it's just a spiral word search, and this is like a little math puzzle that your mom likes to share on Facebook. And now we are back to the comic. So Zane freezes the bubble around them, interesting. And then Jay shoots out lightning from the bubble. Look at him, I love him. Alright, and of course, the ninja make it out safely where the show can pick back up. Honestly, I think this was a really solid comic. The comics tend to be very hit or miss for me. Sometimes they're really cool, other times they're just whatever. But yeah, I mean, this doesn't provide any needed context for the show, but you see some cool character interactions. There's some characters' powers being used, which I always like to see. And it fits within the universe of the show, but it doesn't need to. Yeah, I'm pretty satisfied with this one overall. It's pretty good. Alright, now we have info about Wojira. She is mighty destructive. And this provides essentially a summary of the character overall throughout the entirety of Seabound, including the end of it, so this is just spoilers for Seabound. So I don't know why the cover says, like, oh, new set, the Ninja vs. Prince Kalmar, who wins? And then the magazine literally spoils who wins because it shows you the end of Seabound. This is kind of interesting. Wojira's defeated by Nia's water energy, or is the sea beast simply hiding? Only time will tell. That's implying that Wojira has the possibility to come back. These magazines aren't, like, written by Tommy Andreasen or anything, so I doubt that's actually teasing anything. But it's something interesting to think about. Is she dead? I think so. That's what the show implied. But the writers of this magazine don't seem to be as sure. Nice crib, Mr. Kalmar. What? Oh, wow, look at this. So this is just an ad for the Temple of the Endless Sea, which I believe we've already gotten in a previous magazine. And this is really interesting. It's like a little comic using only the official set images, and they just put little speech bubbles on them. I actually love that. That gives me like huge vibes of LEGO Club magazine from when I was a kid. I used to get LEGO Club every month, and I remember they would use official set images like this. This is really cute, honestly. I really like this. But yeah, this set came out a few months ago, so I don't have time to say on it. Ocean Exercise. So this looks like it's essentially Battleship, but with a Ninjago theme. That's actually really cute. I really like that. And then we're at the end of the magazine where we have an ad for next month's magazine. Next month we were getting a Scuba Kai minifigure. That one is actually pretty exciting. He does come in 2 sets, but they're the 2 biggest sets of Seabound. So this by far will be the cheapest way to get him. And yeah, it looks like it's the full Scuba Kai minifigure, including like his regular weapon from sets. And apparently it's a sick toy. So that one's actually pretty exciting. I already have all the Seabound sets, so a 3rd Scuba Kai is not like super necessary for me. But for people who don't have all the Seabound sets, getting him in a magazine is really nice. We have door hangers for your room. I'm gonna bring this one to college with me and just put that on my door. I wonder what my roommates would think of that. Look at him with his mouth open. He looks so stupid. I love him. And yeah, there's some more in the back. But that's about it for this magazine. So now let's take a look at the minifigure included with it. Alright, let's get this poly bag open. So here's the Scuba Nya minifigure, and wow, this minifigure is fantastic. I actually forgot how good Scuba Nya looked because since I built my Seabound sets, I kind of just have had her on a shelf with the rest of the suits. But yeah, now that I have a second one, taking a look at her again, this looks fantastic. I love the abundance of blue used. Normally Nya has more gunmetal than she has blue, so seeing so much blue is fantastic. And the yellow looks amazing on top of it, as well as the gunmetal gray printing. I love how it like reflects in the light and everything. And all of the actual scuba gear on her is designed really well. I also love how she has like these water droplets swirling up her torso. Fantastic minifigure design. And then her hairpiece, too, is one of the coolest parts about this figure. So this hairpiece is not new for this figure. It was introduced with the Golden Nya figure in the Fire Dragon in 2021. However, at the time of this figure releasing, that was the only set you could get this hairpiece in. This is a really, really good Nya hairpiece, right? With the headband and the ponytail tied back. But there was no other way to get it. So getting it in this magazine was a fantastic inclusion. It now does come in 1 core set as well, so it makes this magazine a little less special, but it's still very, very good to get. Unless this becomes super common, this is still a really, really cool inclusion. Scuba Nya as a whole, too, is just an incredible inclusion. Because this torso and legs only came in one $130 set, which is really expensive. So I'm sure there's a lot of people who do not have this suit. So being able to get it for cheap in a magazine is incredible. I really, really appreciate that. Her accessory here is pretty lame, it's just a silver katana. The magazines usually come with like really unique weapon builds, so with just the silver katana, it's a little disappointing to see. However, with how good this figure is, that actually doesn't bother me because everything else here is amazing. So yeah, I would easily say this is one of the best, if not the best magazine promo we've ever gotten. For people who already have Scuba Nya, the headband hairpiece gives you some nice variation to make it different from the one that comes in the set. But for people who didn't have Scuba Nya, this is a very, very cheap way to get her, and for people who didn't have Golden Nya, this is a very cheap way to get this hairpiece. And it is just a fantastic figure aside from its exclusivity. This is what a magazine promo should be, and I absolutely adore it for that. Yeah, this is just fantastic all around. There's Nya with her hair and half mask removed, and there is her alternate face. It's the same face she's had since forever, but I thought I should still show it, of course. But yeah, I absolutely love this one. This is a fantastic minifigure, a fantastic magazine promo. Really, really cool one to get, and I know sometimes in the magazines we get a second figure, which is a repeat of a previous figure, so I hope whenever the next time that happens is I get a second of this one, because I would love more of this figure. This is just amazing. So, what are my overall thoughts on this magazine? This might be my favorite Ninjago magazine yet, genuinely. In my opinion, the figure comes before the magazine, and no matter how cool the magazine is, if the figure's lame, I wouldn't recommend you get it. But a good magazine can add to a good figure, and I feel like this magazine has both. The comic is pretty solid all around. It's a good story. There's some fun and unique activities in there. There's a lot of things in there that I could imagine, like, hey, if I was 8 years old and I brought this magazine to school, could I have fun with it? And there was multiple things there that I could answer yes to that question too. But of course, the figure is absolutely the highlight, and this one is amazing. As I said, there's something for everybody. If you already have Scuba Nya, you get a second here. But the hairpiece is a different variant just to make it different from the one you already have. And if you don't have Scuba Nya, this is a very cheap way to get her, because she is very difficult to get otherwise. So I know this video is coming a little late and this magazine's probably off shelves in a lot of countries already, but if you live somewhere where it's still available, I highly recommend you pick it up before it's gone, because this is just a fantastic one all around, and probably my favorite one yet. But those are just my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think of this magazine in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please press like, subscribe if you're new. I do LEGO and Ninjago videos like this almost every day, so if you subscribe, you'll be the first to see them. Thanks for watching, everybody, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!